Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to some more Sunless Sky, episode 2 with our series here. Let's go ahead and get started. We left off last time at the New Winchester Station. We've got a couple of different things here, some shops and everything we can go check out. So the clamoring central station of New Winchester, a place of steam and smut and thundering iron. Here you can find people willing to pay for a skilled captain's service. There's a couple of different things we want to do. The first, I think, is going to be, we're going to want to get some more crew. Hire on crew. Hire some of the turncoats crew as replacements, so no one else will have them. For the cost of a round at the promise of days, they're yours. You unlock this, so you needed 10, so that costs us 10. But now we've got 10 out of 10 crew, which is great. Initially, the crew members are suspicious. They think you might be a journalist for the Gazette. Still, they're happy to drink on your coin, and as the night progresses, their reserve vanishes. When they arrive at your engine the next day to sign their papers, they come with headaches and nausea and the last of their things. They go to their berths ready to make for the stars again. Nice. Alright, what else do we got here? We got a couple other stuff to do. So we can recruit a driver. I specialize in test driving, but I'm looking for something quieter. The driver indicates a crashed engine still smoking. Like that, without the screaming. So, we've got officers that we can hire, and they give us different benefits and all sorts of other abilities. So allow the driver to join your crew. What harm can it do? This will get you a chief engineer who will increase your iron by 6, your hearts by 2, and your affiliation establishment by 1. So let's go ahead and grab him. He's only 20 sovereigns after all. Alright, so we've recruited him. Alright, what else? Investigate the black box. Yes, so we've got this black box. Captain Whitlock left it to you in the hold of the Orphean. Her will described it only as a black box, a description you consider to be an unhelpful understatement. It is a casket of black basalt, longer than you are tall, unadorned, with a single small recess that contains a keyhole. The thing must weigh most of a ton. It stands upright in the corner of the hold, where the crew have pushed it out of the way. Consider what to do with it. Let's do that. The last request of Captain Amelia Whitlock was for the box to be transported to a specific address in London. Alternately, you could perhaps find someone willing to purchase it as a curiosity, and if you knew what was inside, you might be able to command a higher price. Okay, so try and remember when Captain Whitlock acquired the box. Captain Whitlock had it brought on board just before your ill-fated expedition to the Blue Kingdom. It was empty then, you know, because you saw the lid and the box carried on board separately and assembled in the hold. It's not empty now, it is sealed and even heavier than before. But you left for the Blue Kingdom shortly after the box was delivered and made no stops on the way, so whatever is inside the box now, Captain Whitlock found in the Blue Kingdom. Oh, interesting. Alright, so we could sell the box, but that would be dumb, I think. I think I want to know what's in it. There are no carvings or inscriptions on it. The joint where the lid meets the body is too thin to admit even a knife blade. There are no holes in which light or air might find their way in. It is impossible to see inside without opening it. Even the keyhole has been engineered in such a way as to prevent peeking. The recess for the keyhole, though, as far as you can determine, that is more recent addition to the box. The stone has been drilled and chiseled away to create a space for a modern metal lock. Alright, so we're going to have to try and get in here. There's a couple ways we could do it. Consult with an academic, which actually might help us. You need an uncanny specimen, though. Okay, we could find someone who could open it from among your villainous associates. But you need an affiliation villainy too, which we don't have. Plus a bunch of sovereigns. Pick the lock yourself. You need a savage secret. And then you only get a certain % chance. Donate the lock with a modest, detonate the lock with a modest explosion. And we're definitely not going to be doing anything crazy like that. Alright. Oh wait, hold on a second. I was not done yet. I want to dock back up. Let's see here. So what else can we do? We're gonna want to grab up a quest or something whilst we're here. Excuse me, Captain. A woman pushes through the crowds towards you. She is short and square-shouldered in a neat black suit and polished shoes. She shows you the case of her pocket watch. It is embossed with a crown and hourglass of London's horological office. The body responsible for ensuring time is consistent across the Empire. I'm hoping to book passage to Port Prosper, she says, slipping the watch away. I can, of course, pay. Offer her passage, decline. Well, we'll take whatever we can get. Thank you. The locomotive I was on broke down following a boiler rupture. The chief engineer's fault, I suspect. A gentleman, fonder of brandy, then of diligence. Here, an initial sum to seal our bargain. Prosper lies to the southwest of New Winchester. Not that there is such a thing as north, south, east, or indeed west out here. Instead, London cartographers picked 4 of the brighter, more reliable stars visible from the Empress' new palace and named them north, east, south, and west. Londoners value familiarity. Makes sense. You are transporting a fastidious inspector. So we're going to go ahead and do that. We've gained 50 sovereigns, so we got a front pay there. And she's on our engine now. All right, great. So we've got her. Follow your ambition, the Song of the Sky, which is where we can do all sorts of stuff here. Ponder your ambition. You take advantage of a quiet moment to pull out your journal. The blank page sits before you, smug and unblemished. The horror. At last, inspiration strikes. You need fresh material. That's the ticket to go out and explore high wilderness, gather sky stories and tales of terror to begin the Song of the Sky. All right, so that's our way of victory, essentially going for the fame. Let's go ahead and repair a locomotive. We'll fully repair that while we're here. It'd be stupid not to. All right, and is there anything else we can do here? Shops. Seeds, bronze wood for Port Avon. All right, deliver 5 to complete this prospect. No new prospects, seeds. All right, what else do we got here? Abraham's engineering, so we could buy a couple of things. We do have some money, but I think we'll hold off for now on upgrading. Cramped quarters. Additional crew quarters squeezed in wherever you can find the space. Best recruit only the most flexible, or at least uncoupling crew members for a while. So there's a couple of stuff here you can actually get. Effective 1 mining, 1 butchery. Bronze with shielding gives you additional armor. Okay, so we're not in a position to do any of this, but it's good to know. We can grab fuel and supplies. It wouldn't hurt to grab some of that. It's not that expensive, and you really can never have enough. So let's grab some, 1 more fuel and supply, actually. It's going to cost us a little bit of our money there, but it'll get us by. There's a couple of other stuff here we could buy, but we're not going to worry about it right now. Okay. And what is this here? Engine yard. Yes, you can buy other engines, and that would be something worth. Wow, that is amazing. It's the coolest thing ever. So it would be who of us to eventually, behoove of us to get to a new engine eventually. But yeah, you can see it costs a lot of coin, and we're in no position to do that. Okay, let's go ahead and undock. We're out of here. We're off on an adventure. We can access our journal here and take note of what we have to do. So we've got Captain Whitlock's legacy, which we got to do, and the fastidious inspector, which we got to do is now. Well, Prosper lies to the west southwest of North Winchester. So west southwest. So somewhere in this vicinity. All right, good to know. It does go north, east, southwest, even though there's, like I said, there's no like directional thing on your map. It does actually operate like that. And as of right now, we are officially as far as I've made it in the game by myself. So everything else from here on forward is going to be a complete surprise and going to be very exciting. So we'll see what we can accomplish, and hopefully we do not do anything that's going to get us killed. Even if we do, I'd like to play through a couple of characters. I have no intentions of ending the series just because we lose one particular character. The game is really well set up with the legacy system so that you can technically continue to play with the new captain and maintain some level of your old captain's stuff and whatnot. Okay, I don't think that that's an enemy, but I could be wrong. No, I think it's like a... I don't think it's an enemy. Because I ran into one of those once before in the very short time that I had originally played. and it did not attack me, so I don't think that those are enemies. So we got Scamp's Narrow here. So yeah, south-southwest. So it's going to be like probably somewhere in this vicinity. We may run into other things as we go down that way. Hopefully we do not run into anything too creepy. And hopefully we do not run into anything that kills us. That's really what I'm hoping for. But at the same time, you kind of want to keep your eye out for things like wreckages and stuff like that, that you can acquire more gear, more fuel. It's super important. Very, very easy to run out of supplies and fuel as you're floating around here. And that's going to lead to your death very quickly if you do. So, really good to spend your coin on any of that if you can. If you could discover new stuff, that's good as well, because you can see we're actually very close to leveling up, and I would like to spend a character point on something. So let's see if this gives us some experience. Here we go. Holy crap, I just caused a little bit of hull damage by hitting that. You got to be very careful. Marauders prowl these dim groves in defiance of nearby New Winchester. Okay. Looking for New Prosper. What do we got here? It looks like it's some type of something. Does it say something's grave? Something grave? Something grave. So let's see what we've got. Ah, yes, here it is. The Zealous Nathaniel. Let's take a look and see if we can get some stuff here. A detritus of yet another skirmish in the Winchester War. Let's scavenge. The wreck gleams with frost. Its windows are dark, its engines silent. Perhaps something of value lies within. We can mourn the dead, it is proper. Signal the wreck. The windows of the crew quarters are occluded with frost. What was that movement you saw? So there might be somebody inside there. We got a 49% chance to do that. We can leave the wreck untouched. Turn away, lest the wreck's bad luck is contagious. Let's go ahead and signal the wreck. Failure, so we did not manage to do it. Your signaler fetches their signal lamp and flashes a patient message into each portside window. There, hands banging at the glass from within, a wild-eyed face. You dispatch a boarding party. They retrieve a survivor who is eager to sign on. She proves to be a hard worker. However, her reckless laughter and her stories of the horrid, haunting things she saw from her frosty window do not improve morale. You've gained 15 terror. You've gained 1 supply. So we at least got some supplies here. But yeah, we've now gained a little bit of terror, as well as a crew, which I don't even know where she went. Might not actually go into our crew part here. Well, we can take a look at our hold, though. You can see some of our stuff we've got here. I'm actually going to disable advice because I've pretty much am not concerned at that point. Because I've already gone through all of these tabs myself. So here you can see what we've actually got and how much of it's holding us up. You can also see our possessions here. It says here minimum safe manning numbers 6. So it is reckless to crew your locomotive with fewer than this. And I believe when the game is paused in this... Yeah, so when you're actually in your hold and such, you're not going to burn through supplies, which is nice. Because it would really suck if you did. And our terror is already up to 22%. And I also hear gunfire in the distance. Yes, here we go. We've got something going on here. Oh boy. Ooh, I almost ran right into that. I almost dodged it. We've almost got him. Got him. Nice. Let's see what we can get out of this. The Reach Marauder is defeated. Board the defeated Marauder. To the victor, the spoils. The crew of the Marauder lie dead in the corridor, killed not by your guns, but knives and small arms fire. The only survivor is the captain, locked in the brig with a bottle of brandy. Chalk eyes stare back from every wall. When he ran out of chalk, he began scraping them in with his fingernails. Little remains of them but bloodied stumps. Seen this before, Captain, says a crew member, grasping your arm. Sky madness. Magdalogs can treat it if you can be bothered to take the poor sod. I don't know. Bring the poor fellow on board. This could easily be you one day. This will begin a short quest. Put him out of his misery. A single bullet will do it. A short quest. Sure, let's do it. Why not? We're new to the game. The crew wrap the Sky Mad and Captain in blankets and secure them tightly with belts. It takes 4 to transport him safely to your locomotive. He might not be happy restrained, but it should keep him from harm until you get him to Magdalene's. Magdalene's lie to the south-southwest of New Winchester. The captain secured. You have a moment to see whether there's anything of worth on his locomotive before abandoning it to the wilderness. Delivering the Sky Mad and Captain. You now have one tale of terror. The Sky Mad and Captain is aboard your locomotive. Hopefully he gives us not a hard time. You approach the buckled wreckage, poised to plunder the plunders. Behind you, someone is humming a song of victory. So we can either repair our hull, which our hull's in pretty good condition right now, or we could try to loot the hold. Some of it is even intact. You may gain unusual cargo. A faintly luminescent cage. A light burns from within. Huh. A silver idol rests inside the cage. 4 wings extend from its hunched shoulders. Made from moonstone, your navigator says in a hushed voice, to amplify the light of the stars. You now have one vision of the heavens. Oh, that's cool. Is there a way for us to look at that? Oh. The fastidious inspector approaches you in the galley. Captain, good day. I noticed your ship's clock had stopped. Perhaps you'd permit me to repair it. She has a little case of tools and a hopeful expression. So we can permit it. We can decline it. I'll go ahead and permit it. Because why not? She gives a grateful flicker of a smile and sets to work. Soon she has the back of the clock off the clock and has spread tiny cogs across the galley table. Obscure horological tools gleam brassily among them. Everything has a place. I appreciate the opportunity to keep myself busy. Staring too long at the stars is harmful to the temperament. Cool. The fastidious inspector has a round face, brown eyes, and short dark hair. She gives the impression of being perpetually busy. Inquire about her work, discuss the reach, compliment her skills, bid her a good evening. Inquire about her work, actually. I'm kind of curious. So what are the duties of an agent or of the horological office? She sniffs. It is of fundamental importance that 10 o'clock on the 2nd of June in one corner of the empire occurs at the same time as 10 o'clock on the 2nd of June in the opposite corner. How is an empire to function if it can't agree what day it is? Unfortunately, the process is complicated by the fact that time is less reliable than it was. The hours trade has seen to that. All right. Ask about the hours trade. Ask for news of London. Yeah, the hours trade, actually. You've heard of the Empress awards her favorites with gifts of years to extend their lives, and that you can become rich mining for hours to satisfy London's hunger for them. The tangles of time. Oh, hours have more uses than that. We use them to increase the efficiency of work worlds. We speed journeys to distant regions to resolve overcrowding in prisons. It does make my life more difficult when time knots and stretches like wool on the loom. More difficult, but more vital. Her Majesty seized a great trove of them when she assumed the throne of hours, and now even more have been found in the reach. Miners dig them from the ground. She looks momentarily wistful. I hope someday to retire with a modest pension of years myself to prolong the better part of my retirement. So I think in the game, from what I understand, or from what was explained to me by one of my subscribers, is that time is actually almost like a currency in the game, which is really cool when you think about it. So that's really neat. I'm going to compliment her skills. Thank you, she says, a small embarrassed silence. It's possible to... The inspector is pleased. It's rather hard to tell. Okay. All right, let's head on our journey. Yeah, all right. And to you, Captain, I think I shall make a cup of tea. All right, so she seems to be happy to work on the clock, and I'll be happy, I guess, to have a working clock. We have to find where we're going. We got lots of supplies. Let's send our scouting bat out here to see if he can locate anything. The scouts discovered something out in the sky. Okay, so we've got a station down here, so let's head down that way. That might be the station for the quest. It might also be Prosper. I'm not entirely sure which one. But I sure would like to find out. Oh, actually, we've got a character point, so let's go ahead and spend that real quick. So a moment of reflection. Choose a facet, grow stronger. So we've got Scarred, a spell in prison, an interlude in red and gold, a scandal. So what kind of route do we want to take? We took academic. Now I kind of want to take something else. I think I want to keep working on maybe mirror. The skill of investigating and deducing, because that might come in handy. So An interlude in red and gold. You lost your mind once. They put you in a splendid hotel managed by a cheery gentleman who would determine when you could leave. How colorful the other guests were. How red the curtains. How gold the fittings. How secure the locks. Eventually you were allowed to leave, but was your recovery genuine? Yes, you're feeling much better, thank you. Through trial and error and determination, you learned to tell what is from what is not. The manager said he was sad to see you go. No, you just learned to lie. You said what you had to do, and they sent you home. Even now, your world is red and gold and splendid. Huh, neat. I'm going to go with that. Can get the iron as well. So you can actually choose like different skills and such there, and it kind of, every time you play is going to be a little bit different, right? So it's kind of neat. Perkins Cops. Here we go. Ah, and we actually found where that is there, so we can complete this nice little quest, and we gain a bunch of experience for it. A new port captain. Your crew crowd to the windows. I hear gunfire in the distance as well. Alright, so, let's see. Magdalene's is the closest thing many Skyfarers have to a home. It offers services to alleviate the strain of a life spent too close to the stars. The glass spires of Magdalene's pierce the clouds like swords. How small corners. The Aneric chambers treat your nightmares. For some cases, the sleepless nights lost in formless terror, persistent night terrors, and lucid dreams. More severe treatments are required. The soulless chambers treat your terror. The skies are full of terrible wonders. So I'm guessing this is a great place to go if you need to reduce your terror. House of Small Comforts. Deliver the sky maddened captain. So the glass spires of Magdalene's pierce the clouds like swords. Shadowed figures can be seen moving through the gleaming corridors, their identities obscured by the hued glass. Crowds of Skyfarers, ministry officials, and merchants mill about the 4 count in varying degrees of distress. All watch the clock set in the great clock tower, waiting for their appointed hour. Alright, so we can send him here to get some help, speak with an attendant, write a port report. Some will no doubt be interested to know how things are here and who has been seen here. Okay. There may be business to discuss with them. Let's deliver him because that was our quest. The nurses bring a stretcher to carry the sky maddened captain from your train. He'll receive the care of Magdalene's finest, at least Magdalene's finest with a sense of charity, given that he has nothing on him to pay for their ministries. So we didn't actually gain anything, except you were briefly without terror, which is nice. You now have 100 experience, and you gained 1 vision of the heaven, so now we have 2 visions of the heaven. Which I don't even know what that does. Maybe it's worth something. Alright. So, let's see. We shouldn't need anything here. We could speak. The founder and master of ceremonies at Magdalene's, he has requested you by name. Well, we might do that. But, yeah, let's do that real quick. Let's see. An attendant escorts you through the dazzling violet corridors. The host's red door is always open. The attendant leaves you just as the clock begins to chime. The amenable host reclines on a couch of crushed velvet, a goblet of sparkling wine in his long fingers. Somewhere in the tower above him, the great clock ticks away. As a policy, the host's atrium is always open to guests. He's available to hear opinions, friendly criticism, and suggestions. Today he has a headache. Listen to the amenable host's request. He beckons you close. His voice is soft and sibilant, like butter melting in a candlelight. A guest who has become rather too attached to a particular attendant. He always requests that the same attendant appear in the exact same guise. The amenable host's lips curls in distaste. He reiterates the aim of Magdalene's, a place of healing and respite. It was not meant to feed obsession or self-indulgent self-loathing. This guest brings sickness. I would have him purged. I have a dossier on our guest if you're interested in helping. About a difficult guest. Sure. The amenable host reclines on a couch of crushed velvet. Yes, so we've already read that. So take the lachrymose guest dossier. The amenable host has request helping and removing customers, blurring the boundaries of healer and patient. The amenable host smiles indulgently. I'm so glad you want to help. He produces a thin sliver of pages and passes them to you. I'd recommend taking on the role of one of our attendants. That way you'd be playing the role of someone significant to him. The amenable host sighs, reaching for his goblet. He knows all of our attendants by voice now. Someone new is needed. Alright. Alright. And what kind of shops do we have here? Just curious. So just some seeds. And we can buy supplies and fuel. So we've got a little bit of coal. Or not coal, a coin. I don't know what I'm thinking. We've got a little bit of coal too, fuel. I think we should buy one. So we have it. Alright, perfect. And we're going to go ahead and leave it off here since we are out of time. But next time we'll go ahead and try to find ports. Prosper here and see if we can do that. And we'll actually probably deal with this as well, the An Unwelcome Truth, in the next one. So I want to thank you all for joining me. I do hope that you've enjoyed it. I look forward to seeing you next time.